So I'm making this film, this documentary, and it's called Pretty Shy City. Why is that funny?
When I'm used to going to a documentary, I'm used to seeing that there's a problem that's being addressed and that it's urgent enough that people would care. Like, what are the consequences of being shy?
Like many people out there, I've found Vancouver to be a place where women just simply are not approachable. We've all heard the stories. We've all experienced it. Why is that?
I know that when I'm traveling, I get a lot of attention, but here, not so much. I mean, I can be doing sports, I could be at cafes, I could be out at clubs, and the men don't really approach here.
I wouldn't say that women in Vancouver are snobs or unapproachable.
What I see from outside in the city is the people are so scared to connect with each other.
Would you like to have a Valentine?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Would you go out with Jim?
Ew. Yeah, sure. Sure. I'd go out with him.
There's a dance that men in Vancouver haven't really perfected or don't really have a grasp on the way a lot of men around the world do.
Actually, at one point when I was young, I actually thought it was sexist to think a woman was beautiful.
If you've been on the internet in the last week, you've probably heard the charge. An article in Vancouver magazine has accused the men of this city of being undateable. It's a complaint that generated a ton of responses in both comment threads and social media, and one thing's for certain: opinions have been heated.
I think you got the women who are saying, Vancouver guys are just a bunch of wussy snag guys. They're all sensitive and really in touch with their feminine side. They don't have enough testosterone. They're not masculine enough.
Do you think that men in Vancouver suck? Let's just get to the point.
Not really.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they don't suck. They're just scared. People are scared in Vancouver in general of other people. People in the coffee line kind of look at you like, don't make direct eye contact. If you notice people when you're coming up to them, they'll look down. It's a difficult city to get to know people.
In Europe, when you go to a cafe, like more than 2 times, you can have friends. You can call them whenever you want. You can meet with them.
In other cities, women will. They will come up, they'll say hi, and they'll start chatting you up. In this town,
But aren't you
And when you go up as a guy and try to initiate a conversation, they don't make it easy. You really have to be on your game.
Have I met any interesting men lately? No. I have met a lot of men, but none who I find particularly interesting or inspiring.
Really?
Or who I feel will receive me with confidence.
A friend of mine just moved to New York a year ago because she would go there for vacations every year because she loved the way a New York guy would look at you across the room, and when you would look away and look back, he would still be looking at you, and he'd give you this nod like, yeah, I'm looking at you. And if you gave him a smile, then he would go, okay, and he would approach.
I met a nice man. He seemed to me to be very, what's the word? Forthcoming, very blunt, very straightforward, unpretentious, and direct, and I liked that.
I've been in Vancouver for almost 13 years now, and it took about half that time to really figure out how to approach women in Vancouver and how not to approach women in Vancouver.
Excuse me. Sorry, I just walked past you right over there. I just saw you walking past me. I think you were... You look really nice.
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, thank you.
My name's Eddie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Korea.
You're Korean? Don't run away. You must be a shy girl. Yeah?
I was raised by a feminist mother. She really instilled in me, certainly growing up, this idea of men constantly wanting sex from women, and that I was going to be different because I was going to treat women with respect. As I grew older, I realized that I kind of reserved my sexual energy. If I liked a girl, I would want to get to know her, and I would be really interested in her mind, but I would never let her know that I was sexually attracted to her.
Like, what are the consequences of being shy?
The consequences is that nobody ever gets to really know who you are.
And I've been told this by my female friends. The question is, how do you know if a guy's interested? And, well, you know, he gives you one of these.
It always seems to just go into the buddy zone, where it's just, you know, they could be 20, they could be 80, they could be male, female. It just sort of turns to neutral conversation. So it's hard to tell if there's attraction.
When I was young, I'd meet these girls and they would love me as their friend, but not as their lover. And I was trying to figure it out. I was frustrated when I was young. I was like, how come girls aren't interested in me? I'm really nice. I'm a good guy, and they're all interested in these schmucky guys who are, the athletes and who treat them badly. And I didn't understand it. And I actually, at one point, felt bitter. But then I started realizing that the problem was in me, in the sense that I wasn't putting out sexual energy. There has to be a balance. Wanting to get to know someone because you're interested in their mind and their body.
I like being hit on, actually. Makes me feel kind of attractive, and I like the attention. I'm reminded of this time when I remember I was in my basement. We were having a party at my house, and this man started walking down the stairs, and our eyes met. And as soon as our eyes met, I just had this like visceral, energetic feeling, this connection. And I just knew I wanted to be with him and felt connected to him. He felt it too. Took a few hours, but he came back for me.
Vancouver's courtship scene, men and the women. It's like a Vancouver junior high dance where all the boys stand on the sidelines and the girls dance with each other. The boys are chicken to go talk to the girls and dance with them. So that's it. You are a filmmaker.
The whole conditioning about being so polite puts too much space. So instead of really asking her, something about herself or telling her, you know what I like here? Wow, you're very beautiful. This is too much for the people out here, I think. So everything is about, oh, how is the weather? When is the sun gonna come out? What about the Canucks?
We're a bit obsessed about that weather thing.
Yeah, so no one really gets to the real thing. We're so afraid of hurting the other, or overstepping our boundaries, saying something that could offend the other one. So we always keep it in the safe zone. Let's just talk about the weather. Everybody can talk about the weather.
How long have you been here?
Since I was 7. I've tried to escape many times, but I keep coming back because it's just so beautiful here, and you can park.
Beautiful and parking, and very shy.
He was so confident and so funny. And it was like, that was it. That was all I needed. And anytime I was around him, I would just melt.
I know you're scared to be yourself sometimes. This world can be so blind, but if you take the chance to trust.